Oscar, do you have pride?
Rawr! That was my bit. No, I'm actually I have no pride. No pride whatsoever. That raw, very hetero.
I meant pride as in like one of the 7 deadly sins.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm more the Raph kind of guy. That's kind of my thing. Bit of sloth, but mainly Raph. You?
Oh.
Top 10 sevens?
Sorry, I'm definitely gluttonous.
Yep.
And what's the other one?
There's Raph. There's, I think...
There's envy one.
There's smelly. I'm going off the 7 one. I feel like one of the murderers was smelly. There's horny.
Oh, there's dopey.
There's dopey. Yeah.
Doc. I'm probably Doc.
My name's Oscar.
My name's Carl.
And this is Who Would Watch This? Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast. We watch a film, chat about the film, and then try and figure out who would watch this.
Today, we're talking about The Lion King 2, which currently has a 3 on Letterboxd, a 6.4 on IMDb, and a 67% on Rotten Tomatoes. Oscar, what's the plot?
I'm going to read the short plot because if I read the long plot, we won't have an hour to fill. Simba's daughter is the key to a resolution of a bitter feud between Simba's pride and the outcast pride led by the mate of Scar.
Gasp,
Yeah.
gasp, gasp.
That's exactly how I felt.
It's pretty crazy stuff, and you should be very excited to see a Disney movie jump through hoops to make you understand it is not incest.
This film
It's not
couldn't
incest.
be clear. It goes, we're going to just talk to the camera. The lion looks at the camera and goes, hey, by the way, these guys, not like they're pretty close to Scar, but it is not Scar's son. Looks a lot like him and has all the characteristics of him, but it is not him.
It's not him.
Please do not think this is incest. Please.
It's also one of those things where you're just like, they are just animals. You could get away with it. I assume the lions probably are an
here's the thing. The
incestuous
second
species.
here's the thing. If you don't have opposable thumbs, you're fucking your brother. That's just how it happens in the animal kingdom, okay? That's how they haven't evolved. They keep fucking each other's siblings, and it just all goes a bit weird.
Absolutely. Okay. They're not the king of the jungle.
You don't get gills by fucking, people that aren't your siblings. That's just how it happens.
Looking at you, seawater turtles.
Carl, before we keep chatting about incest, should we go back to last week?
Is that what we've decided?
I'll be honest,
episode's
I've
on?
dedicated a good 20 minutes to just the pros and cons of incest, and we're going to get to the bottom of it on this episode, whether or not it's cool.
Hope you've written down a lot of pros. All I've got is cons.
No, I got packed. I'm packed with pros.
Yeah,
I'm packed
cool.
with pros.
Okay. Oscar, The Lion King, Lion King 1.5?
Nope.
Lion King 2.
Simba's 2, Pride of Simba.
Is this, does 1.5 come out? Was that done after
I think it was
Lion
after.
King 2?
I think it was
and then
after.
but it's retrospectively 1.5.
Yes. I think they went, oh, you know what we should have done? We should have done 1.5.
We should have milked more.
We should have milked more.
Timon and Pumbaa are what
We
people
could
like.
totally get away with doing the background. We'd just take all the background art from the first one and then just put Timon and Pumbaa in fun situations.
I gotta be honest, I don't think I've ever seen this one. I think I've seen 1.5.
I feel like it's all a bit of a blur, isn't it?
Yeah,
'Cause
I've probably been sat down in front of it.
your
and my
parents are
have-
like, listen, you want to see some goddamn art? That's right, here's some extra bit of art. The Lion King 2 or Lion King 1.5. I think it's the Lion King 3, and I think there's a TV show. There's a lot of things.
I think what throws me is I think the Lion King 3 as well is very Timon and Pumbaa heavy. So
Yeah.
you get very confused between 1.5 and 3.
I feel like they
Because 1.5 plus 1.5 equals 3.
Exactly. That's quick maths for this this podcast. Now, because I think they're the fun ones, right?
Yeah.
And you don't really need to make it canonical. You're like, oh god, they could just be bickering, and that can be the movie. Where this one, they're like, we'll sit down and really try and flesh out the Simba character. Carl, who do we think, other than children or parents that were confused at the video store and just picked this up because their kids did not stop watching The Lion King? Who do you think this is for?
Well, I think the thing that I'm heading into it is I feel like this is ever so slightly beloved. And it's either nostalgia.
It's 100%.
It's gotta be nostalgia,
just
right?
Let's put a we haven't seen the movie.
Yeah.
I just know for a fact we're not going to get into this. You know what? This really
But,
elevated the first.
But as we go down this list of, like, we're going to be doing a few Disney sequels,
Yes.
right? This is the cream of the crop.
Yes.
Isn't it? Like, this is the one with that's
It is
definitively
actually
the best
I'm
Disney
over the
sequel.
moon. We're doing the one that everyone's like, well, that's the beloved one. All the rest can be, I don't
And
know.
when we say Disney sequel, we mean like the straight to DVD Disney sequels, right? Like the shitty ones.
Nah,
We're
next
not
week
talking-
we're coming for Toy Story 2. That's a piece of shit.
Oh, but yeah. So I am worried that this is as good as it's going to be, and I'm afraid it's going to be bad. But I'm also hopeful that maybe it is delightful. I think the one thing I do know about it is, isn't this Romeo and Juliet, or it's
Yes.
another Shakespeare tragedy? Yeah. So I'm keen to see.
It's now 12th night. But kids didn't love the 12th night of it all.
A Midsummer Night's Pride. I think I'm keen to see who dies. I'm
Yep.
keen to see who. I'm hoping it is just as because I mean we both enjoy The Lion King, right?
Yeah.
That's a fun Disney movie. I'm hoping it has the same elements of seriousness.
Yeah, gotcha. Do you think it's going to just take from the first and just copy and paste? I guess Romeo and Juliet, what do you do? Star-crossed lovers, and then they both drink poison at the end. But it'd be like lion poison.
I mean, I don't think they're going to kill off their two leads. I'd love it if they did, though. Wouldn't that be wild for a straight-to-DVD film? But, I mean, sure, let's see. I assume who would watch this? Yeah, God, if your parents just sat you down. If your parents simply from between 5:30 and 7:30 when they needed to make dinner and you were just a fucking hassle to entertain, they put this on and said, sit down. It's vaguely similar to the other one you've already watched too much. That's who this is for.
Yeah.
Oscar, who do you think this is for?
I mean, jumping on negligent parents, I think that's a good place to go. I got to tell you, if I guess if you hate Timon and Pumbaa, maybe this, because I mean, 1.5, they got all their good stuff out there, and I guess the creative team, I assume, was like, we're just left with gold now. Finally, we're left with gold. We got Simba, he's old. Matthew Broderick was just like, thank God, finally, this film's me, all me. I feel like Timon and Pumbaa really took over it. Finally, I think this is the film for people that hate warthogs and meerkats. Yeah, but love lions. That and furries, I guess, just a bit extra.
oh yeah, this would be good for furries.
Yeah, exactly. It's a rom-com, essentially.
Yeah. Let's find out.
Let's find out.
Welp.
Well, Carl, let's just first off, let's just real quickly say, I think there's going to be a trend. All these sequels, very cheeky. They say 90 minutes on the box. They are not 90 minutes. I mean, it's great for us because I think by the 70-minute thing, it's going to be like a little cheeky, this is done. This is done. But man, if I was paying for a ticket, you'd be pretty pissed in 2001 or something.
It's got to be the reason that they're straight to DVD, right?
Yeah.
That they don't then feel obligated to fill an hour and a half.
Yes.
So it must be cheaper for you to produce. That's 30 minutes you don't have to do.
Yes.
So, because one of my things is, it's weird to me that their sequel to a near $1 billion film from, is it the late 90s?
It's like 1995.
Yeah. Late 90s, $1 billion is straight to DVD.
Yeah.
Don't actually make a sequel.
No.
Why? Why didn't they actually make a sequel?
I think there was very much the DVD, it was kind of hey, this is going straight to DVD. It's kind of we don't actually have to care about quality.
Yeah.
You guys know what we're doing here. It's just so you can buy the DVD. It's a bit more for your kids. It doesn't have to be good.
Was there a mandate that Disney was just because any of the classics don't really have sequels, right? They're all straight to DVDs.
What, pre-60s?
Like the The Renaissance, the
Little Mermaid and
so
stuff like that?
yeah, they've all got straight to DVD ones,
Yes.
but no cinematic releases.
No, I don't think so, no.
Do we think mandated? They actually cared about quality so much they were
Yes, I think there was a
cinemas.
Disney seal. They're this is really good, and I think there was an agreed upon, hey, it's a straight to DVD, or straight to video. You guys know what we're doing. The parents yep, that's fine. They were normally in the bargain bin for $3. So you'd be oh man, it's enough, and your kids aren't going to be furious. Look at Letterboxd, everyone's 5 stars. I watched it when I was 10. Watch it now in the cold light of day. I did my tax return moments ago, and then watch this. And I can tell you right now, it wasn't an
You
pleasant
feel like
experience.
an adult?
Oh, exactly. Yeah, I took an insulin shot. Nah. I'm pretty spry.
Look, let's just talk. Let's hop into it. I saw the Lion King musical last year.
Yeah, gotcha.
First time I'd ever seen it. I'd been told that I was going to absolutely love it. It was all right.
I'm glad you brought this up as well, because my parents, and this is so kind of them, but at this age, I was 10, they were hey, we got a little secret for you. we're doing a fun trip, and the clues in the DVD cabinet. I'm like, holy shit. My sister and I were like, we're going to Disneyland. We've got a few Disney DVDs. I can tell you now, the 10-year-old going to the Lion King musical, I did not get the overtures, and therefore I was not in. I was not in, and I was furious. I do not care for that musical because of that. I'm glad. Why didn't you like it? Because my opinion of the Lion King musical is less loved because I'm a child. But why did it not hit for you?
I mean, it's just the Lion King, but less good. Like, and I get that people are doing it live on stage and the costuming is good, and it's an entertaining musical. But I mean, you can watch it at home in the original format, and it's better.
Yeah.
So I just was like, okay, we're just spending our time here watching The Lion King. So it was, and I mean, when you've got so many other choices, like The Lion King's been on for so long, and there's so many other fun, different musicals and plays that are out that have no other version for you to watch. You know, it's the only way for you to watch The Book of Mormon.
Yeah.
That's why The Book of Mormon's so good. You're like, can't watch this at home, can you? And you're just like, but Jeremy Irons sang this better.
Do a slime tutorial. That's where you'll get them.
Yeah.
Book of Mormon slime tutorial. Check it out on YouTube.
I only found out what this means recently.
I know, right? It's crazy, huh?
Huh? Who knew that?
It's crazy because I'm pretty sure that's now one of the major keywords they look up if there's like a thing. But let's get into the film, Carl.
Well,
it's a girl. It's a girl.
Quickly explain what a slime tutorial is.
A slime tutorial is the code word you use for YouTube. You want to find the musical. So they've got the full thing up there on YouTube. And be like, Book of Mormon, slime tutorial. And then I guess the people that do musicals are like, well, they've tricked us. How the hell are we meant to know that? That's not what was on the box. So fuck me, huh?
So the main thing that I was bringing up, the fact that I saw The Lion King live.
Yes.
Is the opening song from this one is in the actual musical.
Yeah.
And that blew my mind.
Yes.
Because that was the only thing I sort of enjoyed about the live one was I was like, oh, new music. So befuddled me to find out it was the opening song of The Lion King 2 Simba's Pride.
Would you believe that was a cut song from the first one?
100%.
Yeah.
It's the best song in the film. I definitely
it's so
believe
much
that.
more grandiose, isn't it?
Oh,
and then
it
all the other
is.
songs like, I'm a lion, I'm gonna kill Simba, yeah.
It feels like all the songs Sting wrote for Emperor's New Groove. Yeah. The songs we can just hop off the bat here. The songs in this movie are shit.
Yeah.
They are poor. I'll highlight them when we get to them, but they're just nothing.
We get introduced to the first song. It's kind of like it's the Circle of Life. Is that how the first one opens?
Yeah.
Circle of Life is like, hey, here's all our characters and lions. Look how majestic the... this one's like, you remember The Rock? Well, we got The Rock and look around. Well, there's some giraffes and we couldn't reanimate the birds.
It's so cool. Like, this is the worst way to start. I was like, they've got, I want to say conservatively, a fifth of the amount of animals. There's like, it's like they're all heading onto Noah's boat. So there's only 2 of each.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like they're sick
and
of
2
having...
hippos do not pop. Do not pop.
They don't. It doesn't look like a bit... You're like, ooh, the pride's not looking good, gang.
No.
These...
Yeah, I think, Mufasa was really pulling it. Simba's really dropped the ball, the crown,
So you get this. On top of that, the animation's nowhere near as good. If you can bring up one thing, for some reason all the lines seem thicker. Like,
well, I think they've just taken the background. Like, they must have just gone, well, that was our our shot list. So they're just trying to take those down off the wall, and then we'll just draw the line in there. There we go. That'll be fine. That'll be good enough.
And I assume they can't really use any of the original music because then they have to pay those people again.
And Elton John was charging a lot.
I bet he was. So
he must be like $1 billion. Yeah, if you want to use it again, here's a grand per second.
You're not going to hear a single thing you enjoy from Hans Zimmer or Elton John the entire film, and you go, "Wow, they did a lot of heavy lifting." Because this
what do you
movie's
mean?
without a pace.
I think Matthew Broderick's docile tones really.
Woof.
I have this. Bless his soul. He did great for the first one. Matthew Broderick is. Hey, no, don't do the lion stuff. Even his singing's a bit like, you can just dub me
If
over.
you told me that they'd simply just recut his lines from the first film, I'd have believed you. The movie is opened so poorly that when we get like the poof, which is the thud coming up with the Lion King, which is so epic in the original one.
It's so massive. After that, it crescendos. This one, the song ends, and the girl lion, who's our protagonist, walks in, hey, by the way, Simba, and then there's bang!
Yeah. Oh, no, it's the fact that they're just like, oh, it's a girl? boom, and it's more of a womp womp sound.
It's
and
like
then,
they weren't happy. It was just like, yeah, we just did the girl thing.
And then if you want to know how far graphics have come, it's just like a slow pan in of Simba's pride, like in Star Wars. It's really
it's
weird.
like they've just on like Adobe like After Effects made it larger, and they go, "Ooh, that was a bit large quickly."
Yeah,
that's fine. We'll stick it there.
It's really ghastly. And then when you go back into the movie, you go, "No, I don't want it. I don't want a lick of this." And I'm going to tell you right now, this was the best part of the film.
Yeah, right.
So
it goes down quickly. Essentially, we get introduced to Kiara. She's our Simba insert. We've also got Simba. He's old, and let's face it, he's really dropped the ball in this crown.
I don't know if he's dropped the ball or if it's Matthew Broderick's dropping the ball, so his character feels like he's dropping the ball, because he is just a bad dad. He's like, the daughter's like, why can't I do this? And he's like, because there's things in the sky and the circle and blah blah blah.
You remember the circle of life? You must have heard it once, you know. I won't repeat it. Elton John will get mad, but you know the gist. We're all kind of together.
Yeah.
Just do not go off into the Firelands, because when I did that last time, it made this whole thing happen. And
it was bad. I met Simone and Pumbaa, and they've never left. If you go out there, you're just going to find people that want to mooch off of you for the rest of your life. Look at them. They can't even get rid of me, and they made fun of me for having a girl. They're just bad people.
She goes off to sort of, I guess, hunt. I guess that's... It's funny that Lion's just
she's just a bit sick of everyone.
Yeah,
that's what it comes
She's
across
gonna,
as.
like, I live on a goddamn rock. I'm gonna leave, okay? The film does have these fun moments where the lions are pretty much like a big wide, and the lions are like, hey, by the way, it's weird those hyenas are not here. Yes, it is cool. And then it zooms back in like, hey, there's no hyenas. So...
They basically just do a list of things they don't want to animate.
Yeah.
Crazy, there's no wildlife around here. Yes, extinction's getting worse. An environmental tale?
Don't worry, just in the background, though. Pumbaa and Timon go follow her. They do the bug thing.
Pumbaa and Timon?
What did I say? Who are they?
Timon and Pumbaa.
No, you can say it the other way around.
Yeah, you can't.
I've
never heard that.
I've said P
I'm
and T.
simply shocked.
I've done
There
Pumbaa.
are other people in the apartment today. I will go for a survey. What you've done is terrible. Apologize and move on.
P and T, okay?
Oh.
They offer her the bug thing from the first one. Can we talk about how good those bugs look at that first
They
one?
look delicious.
I wanted to eat them so bad.
Same. They look if they released a line of like gummies that
yeah.
looked exactly like them, I'd eat them all.
These look dreadful. They look sad.
they look
don't
bad.
They? Yeah, and even Timon and Pumbaa can't even sell this, you know?
No, the voice cast. I'm surprised how many people have returned.
That's what I thought, right? It's like
The only people that were smart enough to not return were Rowan Atkinson.
That's it, really.
Yeah, he was the only one that took a smart win.
Yeah. He was filming Mr. Bean's Holiday, though, so that's, it clashes. It clashes.
So they probably cancel each other out.
We also get, while she's going on the hunt, things go awry. Luckily, she's saved by Kobu. Carl, what do you think about Kobu, huh?
Kobu?
He's the rebel.
He is the rebel. He's a bit of a dick. And I don't like him.
Okay.
I think he's smug. I don't like his style, for one.
Why? Is too edgy for you? Bit hot topic?
It's very... It's weird. It's a weird emo look, isn't it? Like it's
2000s, this was the emo. This was in, okay?
Yeah.
He's edgy. He's fun. You can see, picture it. He's a cool lion, not like a pussy like Simba. Nah, he's got a bit of edge to him.
He gives weak. That's what I would say. He's a weakling.
Okay.
And frankly, the movie is going to prove that. I just think if he didn't have a little black streak in his hair, I don't think Kubu.
I don't know. I've spelled.
What are the two names?
We got Kiara.
Yeah.
and Kobu.
Okay. Why the fuck would they do that for their two leads? 2 Ks?
Oh, well, the
Two
KKs.
such similar words.
You got well, I'll be honest, I'm more annoyed at the villain being called Simo or Simo. Sira.
Christ.
It's Simba
You're right,
and
they
Sira.
are bad.
It's not good, is it?
These are really
P&T
poor.
cut through it, You can't lose
Thank
P&T.
God for P&T. I'm going to retract what I said to you earlier. I'm sorry. The real bad thing here is Kobu and Kiara. Oh my God. I'll get tongue-tied the entire podcast now. How useless are these people? Okay, anyway, they get off on a bad footing. They almost get eaten by a bunch of alligators. it's a real.
Kobu's a pussy cat, bit of fun, nothing wrong with that.
That's good. That's
Thank
good.
you.
That's
Thanks,
good.
Thanks. Yeah, no, he's a coward, but I think but I guess it's funny because in this film it's 70 minutes.
Yep.
So they've got to fast forward through.
But that's the thing. The pacing is so slow.
Yeah.
Like-
No, because they're like, okay, shit. Well, these are like star-crossed lovers, so they need to have a moment where they like connect and like find themselves and they love each other. They've got this scene. They've got another scene where Timon and Pumbaa like run away from some hippos, and then they don't really interact for the rest of it.
It's odd.
So I don't believe they're really in love.
No, neither. I think who's important here is Andy Dick.
Yes. Oh, let's just get okay. So we've got. I need you guys. So we've got Sierra. She's Scar's lover.
Yes.
Okay, and she had a daughter.
Yep.
And a son, Andy Dick,
Yep.
who is this meffed up lion.
They nailed Andy Dick.
Yeah, they really captured Andy Dick.
Andy Dick's character is on coke as a lion, scratching himself.
He's got the
as hell.
heroin shakes. He's just like, come on, man, I got bugs.
He's
Why
on
can't
a
I be king?
flat
I'd
out
make the
come
whole
down.
thing all heroin and I'd get real naughty with it.
You know they had to animate him due to the voice work.
Oh, yeah.
Like he would have been scratching himself in the booth and they're like, we can't even edit that out. Just have him being itchy all film.
I would have liked, they were just like, well, we've just recreated Scar. They're like, no, Andy Dick's a mess in the booth. The whole thing's vibrating. You got to give him a sort of, he said he's itching in the booth. We have to put that in the film, Just says please.
love when animated movies used to get the weirdest celebrities from LA who were just like around.
Yeah. It's weird. I don't know what I guess he was big in the 90s. I don't know what
It's Andy Dick.
Yeah.
I only really know him as Andy Dick.
Yeah. He
think
just sort of pops in. What is
Yeah.
him? What is
Sorry?
he?
He is Andy Dick.
He's Andy Dick.
Yeah.
They really captured in this film. We've also I got confused with this. There's also another female lion that I think Andy Dick's pal. I don't know. And then Kobu, as we said, the incest thing. Andy Dick is a big wide. Andy Dick's. It's weird he's not my son or brother, but Scar picked him, and he looks a lot like him, and he kind of represents Scar, but that's it. Then zooms back in. And
Scar like imprinted on him.
Yes,
So he
classic
is one of
Jacob.
Scar's,
Yes.
but not.
he looks exactly like Scar.
Looks exactly like
not
Scar.
his son.
It's pretty sus.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
It's because frankly he looks like a young version of Andy Dick.
Yes.
So it's funny that they do have to say that because the other thing you could think of is, well, then Andy Dick has slept with Simu.
Yeah. His mother. That's his mother.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah,
it could have happened.
And again, we have established lions love a bit of incest.
They
okay?
do. And you
Here's
know
my
who
pros.
doesn't? Disney.
Oh, yeah.
Disney hates it.
It's a big listen. Walt had a big thing. He said no to a certain kind of people. We won't jump into that. But he also said no incest.
Yep.
Okay, Mickey does not fuck his brother. That was his dead number one rule. Okay, so when your film is
Mickey and who's Mickey's brother? Who's Mickey's canon brother? Or is it just like Warp and Twarp?
I think it's that rough guy. Who's that rough Mickey Mouse one? He's quite like big. It's like,
Minnie.
don't you fucking speak ill about that mouse, okay? That's his lover.
Minnie-
And they're not related. And Walt was very clear about that in Steamboat Willie. He had a big placard that said, not my sister. And then they
true.
made love, and it was so consensual. And it was why that film just stays today.
It's really well animated. Really well animated.
Yes, we get Andy Dick, and pretty much Simba's... Not Simba.
Simu?
Sarah is like, listen...
Who's Sierra?
She's the evil one. She's the evil
Then
mother
who's
lion.
Simu?
I've just made it up Simu.
Oh, okay.
I just missaid it, okay?
Because I thought there's the sister, right?
There is a sister. I don't know her name.
Right.
I was confused. It seemed like in the midway point they went, these are two different characters, even though they animated the exact same.
That is, only one of them gets a song.
Yeah.
I hated her song.
Oh, well, let's just be prepared, but it's so...
All of you can see that somebody sat down and been like, do like the mirror version of the hit songs.
Yeah.
But none of them are ever propelling the story forward.
No.
If you're going to make a good musical, just have the songs propel the story
Yeah.
forward. It's not hard, and it's the reason that they're called musicals, is they're propelling the story forward. It's the minimum you should expect from a musical, Oscar,
100%.
and they don't do it. The only one that does do it is the one that was just scrapped from the first movie. God.
It's painful. We should get into this. So pretty much her plan is like, right, I'm going to raise you to befriend Simba, and then at some point you're going to kill him.
Yeah. And you're
Okay.
like, solid plan.
Yeah.
We get time jump. This blew my mind.
This blew my mind
Did you
too.
see this coming?
No, not the slightest. I was
No.
like writing down, who's that handsome cat?
That's what I thought. I said, look at him.
All right, if I was his brother, I'd give him a little hand job. And that's what I said. Well, hang on. Don't get fussy about that. Now,
Kitty's got claws.
it's... I don't know. Again, I went on Letterboxd, looked at the reviews. All the 5 stars are either like, I love this as a kid, or that I want that line to dick me down.
Jesus, really?
Most of them are. Of
Oh
course
my
they are.
God.
Of course they are. People are horny for...
Letterboxd really does get horny, doesn't it? It's some of the reviews on it are just
It's the
thirst
most cowardly people being horny on Letterboxd, and you look at that, they wouldn't fuck a line in real life.
It's the people that loved movies and had Tumblr had to go somewhere,
Yeah.
and Letterboxd found them.
There's no porn images on Letterboxd, but they
Yet.
got some graphic details.
I don't know. You look at some of the lists, and you're just like in the posters they've selected, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, that was an evil thing. Letterboxd said, like, yeah, you can pay to be horny if you want.
Yeah, that's
pick the
right.
horny posters.
They were right. They did Tumblr right. Pay to be horny. Pay it forward.
So the kind of conflict is, and I think my issue is that I think given it a longer time, I like some of the like what they're going for.
I agree.
I think it's great that Scar son does not want to be evil and is like in like a issue with that. I think Simba being his kind of thing being, hey, I don't think I'm a good father. I don't think I'm a good pride person. There's an interesting thing.
There's a really good line.
I think it's when Kira's just sort of like, hey dad, you're not Mufasa. Is that the one you're thinking of?
It's Simba says to his daughter, you can outgrow the generation before it if given the chance.
Yeah.
And that is a message and a moral's really good.
Yes.
And considering the history from the first movie, and then the movie never explores it.
No.
But it is a really good idea. I think the issue is they can't really decide if they want the daughter to have the arc or Simba to have the arc.
Yes.
And so they just get really muddled.
Yes.
But it should really be mainly on Simba to learn from the mistakes made in the first movie. Because spoiling the ending, but it feels like the daughter gets put into the pressure point scenario that I think Simba probably should have been put
Yes.
into. But they give it to the daughter for some reason.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that when we get to that.
I do like what's it called? Kobu's kind of whole I don't know the change voice actor, but now he's just sort of very anime, like I will kill my father. That's my mission. That's my mission in life. That's just
yeah.
kind of his vibe for the rest of the film.
It's a lot of just now hanging out.
Yes, I think that's the issue. I feel like they're setting up like interesting points, and the film is like 70 minutes. You're like, okay, we'll rush through that, and they're like, nah, man, we're just gonna hang. We're gonna pretty much do the exact same thing where Kiara goes to hunt and kill again. Pumbaa and Timon both follow her, and then Kobu's like, hey, remember we did this? I don't know, 4 years ago. We're gonna do the exact same thing again, and then we're going to kind of fall in love. But I won't see you till the end of the film. So goodbye and good luck.
I think it's because as the first Lion King movie sort of transitions into its next act, that's when they put in the comedic relief and you meet Timon and Pumbaa. And then that movie gets like a shot of energy to keep going.
Because it's deaf. And then
You hit the most serious moment of that movie, and
you
the
get that
big
like I
turning
feel like
point.
you get like a good 3 minutes of him wandering the desert.
Yeah.
And then you get Pumbaa and Timon.
Yeah, and then you're launched into, and it's new scenery as well.
Yes.
Suddenly you're in the forest.
Yeah.
So there's new things to explore, new colors, new
This
characters.
one they didn't want to animate the background. So
No.
like, it's a bit more brown now.
I think that's the thing is you can just sort of see that as the movie to me gets more and more boring as it goes along because it's the same 4 lead characters interacting in basically the same setting. So they're not cutting across to any other plots, anything else. There's no real drama or tension. You can't really tell if the daughter's gonna like fall out of interest with her own dad.
Yeah, right.
The characters, it's funny to be saying this for like an animated movie, but I mean when the first one's sort of so famous and good and they were able to do it, you wonder why you couldn't just do it again.
My concern is maybe that I think the voice cast is really what's holding us back. Because I don't know the budget one was for this one, but you'd be like, man, if all those actors are coming back after it making $1 billion, they could kind of ask for whatever.
Yeah, it's true.
So they must have been like, well, we've got the cast and we've got the animating background, so I guess we can make a film.
It just feels like there's nobody like new in it. I know that they've got some new characters, but there's no like.
I mean, who they really have, other
you've
than
got
the
Andy
villains.
Dick with like 10 lines, and then the new villain.
Yeah.
But it feels like there's nobody fun and new on like the Pride side.
Yeah.
It's all of the same returning characters.
And the Pride just seems a bit tired.
They all seem
Everyone's
bored.
They don't want to be there.
No,
Exactly.
but I don't want to be here. I mean, it's like, because wasn't the second Toy Story meant to be for straight to DVD?
Yes.
And then they ended up giving it a cinematic release due
I
to
think
quality?
so, yes. I remember it being like they had like sort of like a 70-minute version, similar to like DVDs, but I think Pixar was like, you know what? Fuck it. I think we've got something here. Let's
Yeah.
push for it. And God, that one elevates it so much more.
That's what I think. Like, the second Toy Story is so good.
Yeah.
And so I don't think I can like shy away from all the criticisms I can give this movie on the fact of being like, well, it's just a children's film.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
But I think they've got like some bones. They've got some of the bones. They've
Yeah.
definitely got. I think that's what people are being like. You know what? This one's probably the best of those sequels. Because
Yeah.
like they've kind of got something, but again, it's just not enough time to do anything with it. Anyway, we get to Kobu. The plan is that
they set a fire.
Andy Dick has just lighted a big joint because he's a freaking drug addict, and then he lights the whole field on fire.
Classic Andy.
And then Kiara's like, damn, I'm going to die. I really should listen to my dad. But before she can come to that realization that fathers are always right, luckily, Kobu comes and saves her.
Yeah, thank the Lord.
Yeah.
I love that lions just pull each other by the neck.
Of course. That's how you do it. You know?
That's nothing. I would love nothing more than to be like raising a baby and you're like, oh, they're falling. I'll go and pick them up, and you just go, ah.
Yeah, you're
just place them back in their cot with your bite.
It's great. Well, that's the thing. Their necks are malleable till you're 5. That's
is.
really, You
Yeah.
can shake a baby as long as it's held by the neck.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I'm never going to forget that. And as your statement earlier, a dad can never screw up.
But yeah, he grabs her by the neck and saves her.
Yeah.
Now, at this point, we learn there's a bit of this wasn't just a fire. Get this. Kobu, we don't know yet, but he saved her, and now Simba's like, well, shit, you saved my daughter, so I kind of trust you, and I guess you can join our Pride, even though we don't even freaking like you. We should also say the evil Pride is like still hung up on Scar.
Yeah.
Like it's like guys, I'm
Get
so
over Scar,
It's like
guys.
Germany in 1970s. Guys, you're lost.
You're
okay,
lost.
you guys just take an L. Take the L.
Scar wasn't that good.
Scar was pretty weak. Okay?
Also, most of your pride was made up by hyenas.
Hyenas, they're not even around yet.
Yeah.
They're gone. They
That's
left.
the other thing, too, is like you've lost those comedic relief characters.
Yeah.
There's so few characters in this movie. God damn it.
But yeah, so Simba's like, fuck, I guess I have to like accept you my pride, but I'm not happy about it. Do we think that Kobu knew that this was the plan? It seemed like he kind of knew.
Yeah, I think he knows.
Yeah.
I think he knows, but I think he then falls.
Immediately, God,
He falls in
he's a
love.
coward.
He not only falls in love with Kiara.
Yeah.
He falls in love with Simba.
Oh, yeah.
Like until it's the father
He's
he
a
never
father.
had.
Well, because he's got Andy Dick as a father figure, and that's just not good.
God,
That's
imagine
not-
having Andy Dick as a father
He's
figure.
tweaking in the corner. And you go, oh, Dad. Oh, I knew that sayings that father's always right is right, but damn, I don't know. I don't know.
So the monkey in this one's a lot more omnipresent.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's just like, oh my god, the wind's telling me the two of you are gonna bone.
Yeah, no
Better
more,
sing a song about it.
no more riddles. I guess this is not the best animated one, but I like all the animals doing a conga. You know,
It is fun when the animals conga.
it's fun because I guess would it be called a conga in the Congo? You know, is this where they are? Where are they? They're in the Serengeti. Where is that? Is that the Congo?
I just thought this was rural Australia.
It could be. It could be Norway for all we know. It's probably.
It's probably it's a
probably-
safe bet to say it's Norway.
So anyway, we're in the Alps, and I do like while this Congo thing's happening, Simba's having like a parallel dream sequence where his father's dying. So we get like hippos doing like the matcha, and then we just get Simba falling into the river. James Earl, is it James Earl
Yeah,
Jones?
Jones.
Yeah, I was a great T. He has a couple of lines. I do like. He's like, "Well done, son." He's back, and he gets the scream. Do we think he copied the scream from the last one?
Yep.
Yeah. It's a great scream.
I don't know if anyone was at welcome back. I don't think they wanted to pay for anyone and or anything.
What is this? I guess the whole thing is Simba's arc is that he has to get over
I guess.
being blamed for his father's death. I don't know. They almost have it, but they just kind of keep losing.
Yeah, it's rushed. Like you can tell that they're like 4 months away from really ironing out the script.
Yeah.
And they've just been told, oh, guys, we're almost there. And they're like, huh? We've already animated half of it. They're like, what? No! Those weren't submitted pages.
I think we should get a list up of what the order is because this feels like they know. It's like Guys, it's going on to the DVD. It's the new thing. We're selling it for $30. If like 8 people buy it, we've made our money back. So why don't we just kind of squirt it out, huh?
Just in the recording booth to every actor. And remember, guys, you don't have to try. It is for straight to DVD. Matthew, you're giving too much. You're not getting paid that much.
Tone it down. Tone it down.
Way more monotone, because we can't express that much in animation with this.
We're really going to do like a puppet thing where you open your mouth and that's about it.
Wah, 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 wah. We're putting peanut butter on the page to make the lips move.
So Simba and Kobu are like, right, we're an hour in. We probably should try and fall in love. Let's go off to the burnt land, where, things are pretty romantic. Again, it's all scorched earth. This is where people died last time. This is where Scar, his father, kind of died.
Yeah, this is where Simba decides to take Kobu aside. I don't remember any of these names. Simba decides to take Kobu aside and be like, this is the story of Scar.
Yeah.
And Kobu's like, wow, Scar's bad. And I've never heard the story from another perspective.
Yeah. What was he hearing? Anyway, Scar overtook that nice rock, didn't lead very well, and then died.
Scar tried to save his brother, and then he fell and he died, and he decided to step up to the plate.
Yeah.
And people got upset at him, even though he was in a deep depression, and that was reflected across the
Here's
land.
the thing. His economic reform wasn't great, but for the time, you can see where he was at. Okay? Give all the food to the hyenas was a good economic plan, and that just didn't work out.
What else were we meant to do? Was the balance of the circle of life?
Yeah.
Andy Dick scratching himself? I don't know the story of Scar, man. It's fucking nuts what they did to him. That's what you need to know. It's just nuts. It's just nuts, man. I'm Andy Dick.
You got any fleas, man? I wouldn't mind a little...
I've got so many fleas. They've given me more fleas the more they paid up half the paycheck once, and I've spent it already.
This is my little positive, I guess. I like the lions. They haven't animated their eyes. I don't know if that's a cheap out, but I think it looked quite good. I can't tell if it's just them being like, man, we'll save a lot of money if we just don't do the pupils. That's where the real money is. That black texture costs a lot.
It's very expensive.
It's a very good effect, but it did save a lot of money.
It was bold. It was too bold.
Yeah.
Again,
there's like 10 lions. Kill Simba.
Yeah.
Kill him.
Well, it said, so in the trivia it said that they did go to kill Simba, and then they were like, why?
We might make a third.
I think if it was also just like we really just bringing this one back to then kill off the same guy in the near same way.
Yeah.
I'm just like, that would be almost a lazier thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, you're almost just better off killing the daughter.
Yeah, have his father and daughter die. Powerful stuff.
No, I think, and then it's just like, can he forgive Kobu?
Yeah.
Maybe that's too dramatic. But I don't care. I'm so bored. I'm like, give me anything.
Just give me an emotion. Well, we do actually get one of the saddest deaths. I will say, Andy Dick has been useless this whole film, and he continues to be more useless. Simba very easily jumps up some logs, and Dick's like, no, I'll get him. Whacks it, and just gets crushed by logs, and he goes, mother, I failed. And she's like, oh, God, Andy Dick, you sad little lion. Go tweak and deaf.
I'm going to tell you right now, I got up to go and make some toast. I just assumed they decided to stop drawing Andy Dick. Had no idea he died here. It's the only time I stopped looking at the screen. Huge to find out verbally from you. Fun. I'm glad Andy Dick died.
Again, I really can't do it justice. It was such a weak death. Just...
I assume they accidentally paid him up front and he stopped showing up to the recording booth and they didn't know what to do.
God damn it, guys. You meant to give him the coke after he finished his lines. What the hell?
So Simba gets hurt as well. They're all just like... Simba's also like, Kobu, you set me up.
you rat bastard. What the hell was that? I confided in you that my brother Scar was a dick, and you left me in the lurch,
I'm never going to love you again. I never want you to speak to my daughter. God, you just look awful. Have a fucking haircut. The black doesn't work for you. You resemble your weird dad, and as much as you keep saying it, I think incest occurred.
You're a bit fucked up. I can see that weird opposable thumb on your hand. It's weird.
You don't look right, Kobu. I'm I'm sorry, you just don't.
After he gets like ridiculed by Simba, he goes back to Sarah. He's like, "Oh man, they really did not like me," and she's like, "Ah!" Right in the face. She gives him another Scar, and then he's like, "Well, I guess now I literally am Scar." Did Scar get the name before the Scar, or was he born with the Scar, or did he just kind of roll into that?
I think we're gonna have to wait for Mufasa, the Lion King 2 from the makers of Moonlight to find out.
God, I really think that film's gonna be like a 2 hours. Do you think that's gonna make similar to
Coming out at Christmas. I feel like it could make a bit of money.
Damn. I guess people forgotten that they were sort of like, what's the cast? I remember the cast being massive for that other one.
Yeah, I'm interested to see.
I want to do that one on the podcast. I really just despise it.
I just don't know what you talk about.
I don't know
Other
what
than
you're
being
talking
like,
about.
this is just bland.
That was long. Everything added, you're like, didn't need to add that.
Yeah, I think from memory, in the original, I could be making this up, but I have a from memory. Didn't the dad make Scar and Mufasa fight, and Mufasa gave him the scar at a young age?
No, you're thinking of the Fire Lord in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
You're
I
right.
see how you get that. See how you get that.
Are they not the same?
One is with lions. One is with a little bald boy.
I'm not thinking of Avatar: Last Airbender. I'm thinking of the whale from Avatar: Way of the Water.
No, you're thinking of the Brendan Fraser vehicle. That is not that one. But he does get a scar, and there is a lion in that one. No, I think you're kind of right. I can't remember, but it seems like that's generally the vibe.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Kubo's got a scar now, and now he's got to step up to the plate. Is he going to be Scar?
You know, it
or
would
is he
be a
gonna
great
Simba?
reveal.
What?
This is a prequel.
Huge.
Wouldn't that be wild if he then jumped through like a vortex and became Scar? If they decided
Wait,
there's a sci-fi element here and he starts time traveling, I'd be so in.
I'm sorry, your idea of a prequel is just, well, in this movie they time travel to the new one. That's what a prequel is. You're pre the movie and then you're back in the movie. I thought you'd be like, Simba at the end goes, Simba's not a good name for me. Could be a good name for my son. I'm gonna call myself Mufasa. That's what my name is.
That would be great.
It's crazy my father died the exact way I'm gonna die in 10 years' time.
If Kobu went back in time and then we suddenly get a letter and Simba's like, Kobu's stuck in the Wild West. He's alive, but he's in the Wild West.
It's crazy. That would be the best one of the franchise. That's right. The third trilogy is the best one.
That's right. I would love it. And then just the credits of The Lion King 2 just have snippets of The Lion King 2.5, The Wild West.
Pumbaa just like, duh. Oh, them on a train would go hard. I'll tell you.
That on a train would be great. Just Pumbaa just being like, you're calling me chicken?
Sarah's like, okay, you're banished.
Sarah?
I can't remember the name.
Simba?
She gets a
Kobu.
song. Kobu's banished.
Kobu has 2 strings.
Kobu's been banished. They get a fun song where it's like, Deception.
Oh,
You've been lost.
this was okay,
Yeah.
but it was only okay because the giraffes pop up into frame and are like, offensive, deception. That's the only good
It's
part.
fun. Are these animals animated much weird? It's like they were like
They're so off.
They're really off.
so
It's
off.
Maybe because we've just seen lions the whole time. These ones are just like almost. It's horrifying how
It
they're
feels
animated.
like the frame rate's way down.
Yeah, they're like set it at 18 frames. It will kind of give a sad vibe to the whole thing. That's what we're trying.
Banishment,
Deception.
liar.
I don't know how they pretty much he gets banished. Everyone's like, well, that's enough. We'll keep it so they're separate prides. And then Kiara goes sticking her nose in it, and she's like, Kobu, I still love you. Remember that one time we ran? That was pretty fun. I guess we're pretty much entwined.
It was a good time. Right?
Yeah.
Babe, right?
It's just that it's funny they've gone like, we're going to do Romeo and Juliet. We're not going to earn it though, but you guys will know that. You're children. You guys have. We're doing sort of a metafictional whole thing. It's going to be great. Just check it out.
They look at each other through a fish tank.
Yeah.
We only saw the Baz version.
Anyway, we've got a fun gun battle at the end. We've got a big stage play. It's going to go great.
It's huge. It's real. It's well done. John Leguizamo's there, as is Paul Rudd.
Oh yeah, Paul Rudd is in that. Good for him.
It's a cracking cast. What a soundtrack. Take
guy-
notes, Lion King 2.
The guy from Rake's in it.
Oh,
he
we
nailed
love Rake. A steak on the black eye. What else would you do?
Anyway, Kobu and Kiara are like, right, we need to make a plan to get everyone back. How we do some nice chat, some civil discussions, and we just do some good lion reform.
It's pretty dull. It's pretty nothing.
Yeah.
They do whatever.
Yeah.
Ah.
I don't know how it really happens. I just know there's a big war. And when I
Yeah,
say
a
a big
big
war,
fight.
there's like 16 lions.
Less.
Yeah.
I want to say conservatively there's about 6 lines either side. And like I've never seen an animated movie do it, but they do like shaky cams, so they don't have to draw that well. Like it's a lot of like poor close-ups.
Watch out! Look at that blur, that little lion blub. You gotta get away from
Ooh,
that.
things are spiraling.
I do like Timon and Pumbaa. My God, I've done P and T. Wait,
You have
Pumbaa and Timon. Yep.
Timon and Pumbaa is
out,
the classic way of saying it. You freak.
You know what? It's like rock paper scissors. People say it's scissors paper rock, or someone sounds like rock.
Rock, scissors, paper. That's nails on a chalkboard.
That's disgusting,
If you've
isn't
ever
it?
considered doing that, stop listening.
That's right.
Let us know if you've stopped listening by emailing us at askwwwtpodcast@gmail.com.
They get a fart gun. I like this. He kind of cocks his tail, like, "Get back, you dirty lions, or I'll blow it." And they're like, "Jesus Christ, that's a warthog's butt." Oh my God,
It's
Get the
pretty.
hell
It's
back
pretty
on.
gnarly. I was frightened for those on screen. Anyway, we end. I don't know if they set this up earlier or not, but there's a dam.
Yeah, no.
Was this set up, or did
no.
this dam come out of nowhere?
It comes out of nowhere, and then by the time you go, "What the hell is that dam?" It's like, well, it's gone now.
It's gone and they're
gone.
dead. Oh, okay.
Well, it's just like they were like, okay, we can't do the stampede again. That costs way too much money.
Absolutely.
How about water? Because that's kind of
It's just a lot of blue.
yeah, there's a lot of blue.
Not a lot of detail to it.
We haven't used a blue pencil yet, and it's pretty cheap. Here's the thing: when it comes to colors, blue's the cheapest.
What can we get one texter? No. How many of like for 40 blue crayons? The same amount will do a river at the end.
So we get the whole like sort of Sarah, I don't know. The evil lion is chasing Kobu and Kiara,
As you will.
as you will. She's hanging off the edge of the dam. Kiara's like, "Damn, it's crazy. My dad went through this exact same thing. However, I will not do his mistakes.
I will
I'm
learn."
going to kill that lion. I'm going to end this battle right now. Here's the thing: you chop off the head of the army dies.
Yeah.
That's how it happens.
I think the message needed to be that the sister as well evolved.
Yeah.
I think the sister probably needed to take the hand,
Yeah.
or Simba needed to be the one to stretch out for her.
Yes.
I don't know why they've given it to
Kira.
K-hole.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what the whole thing is. So yeah,
It feels weird that this one dies. It's just like, oh,
yeah.
I guess killing your enemy is the best way to do it. Because then the lions are like, well, I guess we'll join the other pride.
That's right.
You've killed.
Oh, look, the hyenas are back off screen.
Hey, what are you guys doing here? Nah, don't worry about them.
All of Africa's returned, just out of reach. What a
It's just
spectacle!
It's a close-up on Pooh and Timoma just going, yep, that's all. It's all done. Zazu has his little thing off stage. It's like, man, we nailed this up. It's doing a Mr. Bean accent.
That's
so it's
right. What a time to be alive. It really is the circle of the end.
Yeah, we get Ghost Mufasa in the clouds going, you guys nailed this movie.
You nailed it. I said to hook up. I said to look out and do a blood test to make sure there's no relative involvement, and Disney approved. Thumbs up to all. I'm a cloud in the sky, and bye. And Simba's like, my dad.
It ends on a really weird note. We're just kind of like, well, I guess nothing really changed. I guess Simba's still kind of a bad king, but I mean, all the enemies are dead, so he can kind of just live a lazy king life.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's like, during that battle, another half of the kingdom left. They're just over it. It's a lot of tragedy.
The sad animated giraffes had enough. The hippos have stayed, though. They love the water.
Oscar, who would watch Lion King 2
It's leaving your brain.
Simba's Pride.
Simba's Pride. I gotta tell ya.
Crazy it's Simba in the title. That just connected with me that it is Simba's Pride. And he doesn't get the lead of the story.
It's also a pretty shitty pride. It's not
It's
a
a
great
bad pride.
It's a weak pride. I gotta tell ya, I think everyone who loves this watched it as a kid. That's a pretty clear thing. Watching it now, good on Disney for making a lot of money. Hey, you know what? That's just good on them, you know? No, I wouldn't praise Disney for being, cheeky and evil, but hey, They've made a lot of money. Who would watch this? I guess if you want to see Simba, you know how people go, oh, I cannot wait for another sequel of that. I love that franchise. And I think a filmmaker goes, you know what? I'm kind of tired of my creation. I'm going to go, hey, what if your person you love is now sad? And this is what this is. This is a director that hates their project's best thing. Because looking at Simba, he's a sad old man. And it just bums me out. And you know what? I guess it's rejection of fanfare for The Lion King. Carl, who would watch Lion King 2, Simba's Pride?
I think the issue with the movie is it's competent enough to exist, but not confident enough to be memorable.
Yeah.
And so it's stuck in that weird, just
I wouldn't
area.
I started watching Lion King 1.5 because my partner was like, I love The Lion King 2. That's the best one. We started watching this one, went, hey, this is not the one I remember. Watch the first one. My God, it has so much more energy to it. I don't know what the budget was. I guess
it's got to be the two lead. It's got to just be like Nathan Lane and whoever's the other one, and just they're just good fun to be around.
I looked at like all the Letterboxd ones. They've got so much like Lion King stuff. It's like all like Cars on Disney Plus has like 50,000
They're like Maid is a ghost.
Yeah.
Maida meets a ghost. Maida killed a man and they became a ghost.
Maid is a PI. Have you seen that one?
Sorry, no, but that does sound like something I would not want to watch.
But Larry the Cable Guy's like, fuck it, I'll do it. And there's so much like Timon and Pumbaa stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah. They really were the minions of our generation.
Oh, exactly. What was pre-Minions? Oh, was it Angry Birds? Angry Birds had a bit of a moment. There was another annoying little pre-Minion thing. I can't remember what it was though. Anyway, it was Pumbaa and Simone.
Who do I think would watch this?
If you're too poor to afford,
I think if you are watching The Lion King live and you go, where did that song come from? You can find out. You can put in the effort to find out where that song came from.
That's crazy.
It's the beginning of this.
If you don't have access to the internet, you don't have Google, can't just Google, hey, where's this song from? And you just have to stumble onto your information like it was 40 years ago. Like you can't go to a library. You just got to stumble across facts and fiction. This is a great movie for that answer. It's a very niche thing, but I think it will happen quite a bit for this
Absolutely.
audience.
So, and I think you'll start this and you'll go, oh, it's from this. And you get to turn it off immediately.
Yeah. It's actually quite kind
pretty.
to you.
It's pretty.
You don't have to wait 9 minutes. You got 6 minutes in, and you're done.
I think this is, if there really is a specific type of person for this, it's just for people that worship Disney. Like, I think that's all it's for.
Yeah.
Like, if you're actually so into, like, the reason there's also so
Surely
many.
no one's liking this more than The Lion King, though, right?
No, but some people just really love Disney. And that's the reason there's so many straight-to-DVD Disney sequels. It's not only because the parents were then buying just crap for their children to watch, and it was an easy thing to get their attention. But there are people that really love Disney stuff, and they just need more. Like they need Belle's Journey or Belle's Christmas, and they need Return to the Ocean. They need to find out why Flounder got fat and old.
It's
like
powerful.
they just need more. So frankly, if you love Disney and you're insatiable, this is for you.
Yeah, if you have a bottomless pit in your heart and you really can't be filled with love or, anything else, drugs, this is for you.
And if you watch this as a kid and you're listening to this and you're going, you're wrong, this movie's great, give it a watch. And try and give it your full attention. and come and tell me and be like,
Yeah, you guys nailed it.
if you got to kill an hour and a half, but you need it to fill like 3, this is for you.
Yeah, if you want time to slow down, if you're close to the end,
If you're close to death.
if your heartbeats are numbered, you're gonna want to put this on and really stretch out that time.
Absolutely.
Wait for the pearly gates. Don't worry about this. Put on Lion King 2, Simba's Pride.
Thank you for listening. If you would like to recommend a movie to us, please, by all means, email us at
askwwwtpodcast@gmail.com. We're going to be doing a lot of these little Disney sequels where, little hats off. We're away, so we're smashing out these lovely little 70-minute movies. We're vibing it. It's fun to do it. But yeah, we're going to get a couple of these sprinkled through. We're not sure what order it's coming out, but we're going to have fun with it.
That's right. Until next time, when you see us, we'll be here.
Thank you
waiting
for listening.
Oh,
you have more to say?
no, I guess not now.
Yeah, good. Cut.
What a wrap.